What's up, guys? It's your boy Diz, and I'm back with another video, man. This is our second video of our series on becoming a better man, a better person. All right. And today we're going to be talking about how to break bad habits for our good. Now, before we get into this video, I want you guys to go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so anytime I drop a video, you will be notified. All right. Now, it's 2026 and we are trying to elevate in every single way that we can. All right. And the best way to do that is breaking bad habits. All right. So, first things first, you need to understand that bad habits don't die from motivation, they die from replacement. Let me say that again. Bad habits don't die from motivation. They die from replacement. You can be motivated all you want. You can have all the goals and dreams, and you can say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. If you don't replace your bad habits, then they're just going to stay. And you're just going to be in a cycle of talking about what you're going to do and never do it. So you got to replace these bad habits with good habits. All right. So we got to understand that most people fight habits the wrong way. They really do. Most people fight habits the wrong way. And you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your system. You have to put a system in place. All right? You have to. I mean, because these bad habits aren't random. They're basically solutions to the pain, boredom, stress, loneliness, or avoidance. It's that simple. You're dealing with one of these things that I just named. The pain, the boredom, stress, loneliness, or avoidance. You're dealing with one of these things. So what happens is you start to sink back into that bad habit because of these things. You have to replace it with some type of good habit. All right. Now, we got to understand, why habits feel impossible to break. Habits live in the basal ganglia. Now, that is a specific part of your brain. A lot of the bad habits live in this basal ganglia. And the brain loves efficiency and not morality. Your repetition creates your identity. Let me say that again because I don't think y'all caught that. Your repetition creates your identity. So if you're just saying, oh, I can't stop smoking because of this, I'm just this way. I can't go out for the run because I'm just this way. I can't go to the gym because I'm this way. I can't. You get in that cycle of keep saying you can't, then your habits are never going to go anywhere. And that shame that you're putting on yourself, it just strengthens the habit instead of killing it. That's all it's doing. It's strengthening it instead of killing it. You got to be like, oh, I'm not this way anymore. I don't do that anymore. I can. You got to eliminate can't out of your vocabulary. That should never be in a man's dictionary. When I first heard that, it stuck with me. I think I heard it off of Love and Basketball. I'm serious. I heard it off of Love and Basketball. He said, don't say can't. Why? Can't should never be in a man's dictionary. Because if you say can't, you ain't a man. Now, obviously, they beefed that up a little bit, but that's true. Like, you don't say can't. Don't put that in your dictionary because you're limiting yourself anytime you say I can't. So one thing you have to, like I said, you have to create some type of system, right? And there's a 4-step system that you need to put in place, right? Now, the first thing is identifying the trigger. Not the habit. You got to identify the trigger and you got to ask yourself, all right, when does this happen? What emotion comes first when this happens? What am I avoiding? You can't break what you don't understand. So you got to really analyze yourself on what's going on when the trigger comes up. And then you got to, once you analyze, you got to identify it, and then you got to write it down, and you got to eliminate it. You got to work on it. All right. Step 2 is cut the path, not just the behavior. I'm going to say that again. Cut the path and not just the behavior. One of the main things that I did to break my bad habits, I removed the apps that wasn't feeding me. All right. A lot of times we be on social media just scrolling. That was a bad habit for me. It was keeping me from a lot of things. Like I would have things that I wanted to do. And when I get anxious about it, I'll get on social media and just scroll. And I know a lot of people do this. All right. One of the things you can do is change. Another thing you can do is change rooms, right? If you are always in a certain room of your house, sometimes you've made that your comfort space, and you got to get uncomfortable. So you might have to go to another room, right? And it works. It might sound crazy, but it works. Don't stay in your bedroom all day thinking you're gonna get something done. Go into the living room. Go to the extra room that's in your house, whatever. Make that like that place that you just lock in. All right. Change your routines. Don't sit there and do the same thing every single day. Set you up a routine. I'm gonna wake up at this time. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna eat lunch at this time. I'm gonna be in the bed by this time. You gotta be strict with yourself. You really have to be strict. All right. And this another one is change timing. That goes along with changing your routine. Put yourself on a schedule and stick to that schedule. Be strict. All right. Change your environment. This is so key, guys. This is so key. You got to change your environment. You can't be around the same people that's not feeding you, that's not helping you grow. All right. Sometimes when it gets super deep, you might actually have to pack up and move from your city. Put yourself in a better environment so you can grow. Have you ever heard that term that a goldfish or a shark can't grow in a fishbowl? Why? Because of its environment. A shark is going to stay the same size in that fishbowl if it doesn't get in a better environment. And that's the same thing. You got to look at yourself as that shark. You live in a small city that's not, helping you grow. Listen, you might have to pack up and move. Take it from me. I've moved so many different times. Sometimes they were impulsive, but the thing that I learned when I did move, I grew. Now, I did go back. I have moved and I have went back to my environment. But the thing is, I grew when I left and I was better when I came back. Right? And then I move again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, change your environment. So discipline fails, but your environment don't. I'm telling you, when you in the right environment, it's sink or swim. It is really sink or swim. When you in the right environment, it's gonna cause you to grow. And if you ain't about that life like you say, then you gonna sink. But even if you sink, you're gonna grow. Have you ever heard the term fail forward? That's what you got to do. Fail forward. It will be okay. All right. Now the next thing you need to do is replace the habit. Replace the habit. So if you are scrolling all day, go out for a walk. Put you some motivational videos on, listen to my video, listen to, some motivational music or something. Go out for a walk, right? Now, if you somebody that's dealing with porn, go work out. Get up and go work out. All right. Now, if you someone who is dealing with eating junk food all day, go get you some protein. Go get you some protein. Put those snacks down. All right. Now, if you somebody that's up late, listen, you got to put yourself on a better schedule to where you going to go to bed at a certain time so you can wake up early. I've always listened to motivational videos and they talk about how, the successful wake up before anybody. The successful people wake up around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, and they getting half their day done before everybody even starts their day. It's true. I heard Kobe Bryant talking about how, he would be the first one in the gym and the last one out. By him being in the gym so much, he had an edge on the competition. And that's what it does for you by waking up early. All right. Now, another thing is, instead of complaining, start journaling. Start writing your emotions down. Start writing down your feelings, because complaining is not going to help. When you write this stuff down, you can go back and you can analyze it. So that will be very, very good for you. So what you replace is more important than what you remove. That's a bar. What you replace is more important than what you remove. You could say, I'm going to stop smoking. You could say, I'm going to stop eating junk food. You could say, I'm going to stop scrolling. But what are you replacing it with? Because if you don't replace it with anything, it's just going to come back stronger. All right. Next thing is build your identity. Instead of saying, I'm going to try to quit, say, I don't do that anymore. I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try. No, this is what I'm doing. I don't watch porn anymore. I don't smoke anymore. I don't eat junk food anymore. I don't go out to the club every single weekend. I don't do that stuff anymore. And, that's going to give you it's going to make you feel good about yourself by standing on business. All right. Don't say, I'm going to try. You limiting yourself. I'm going to try. No, stand on business about yourself. All right. Now, we also got to understand that we don't wrestle with flesh and blood. It's the spiritual aspect of these things, because that's a key part of this. Our mind be playing tricks on us sometimes, right? So that's spiritual. That is spiritual. So your bad habits are basically like comfort idols, right? And they promise peace, but they steal your power. That's a bar. When you start doom scrolling, or you start watching the porn, or you start smoking, it feels like a relief, but it's stealing your power away from you. And when you could eliminate these things, that type of discipline is an alignment. I'm telling you guys, that type of discipline is an alignment. And that freedom that you're going to get, it comes from order. It comes from order. And you don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. You need to be consistent. And that's something that we all deal with every single day. You're human. I haven't been the most consistent with my YouTube, but you know what? I am today. I am now. I'm trying to put up 10 to 15 videos before the week is done. And I know I can do it. I know I can. And I will. All right. So one thing, that you can do for like a daily rule, right? You know, just you know, just put that system in place, and and focus on today. Get that win today. Don't worry about tomorrow, because you can only break a habit one day at a time, and that's real. You can only break a habit, one day at a time, right? So, and if you stuck on that type of cycle, because we always tell ourselves, "I'll start Monday." We gotta eliminate that right there. That is a lot of our problems. Oh, I'll start Monday. It'll be Thursday, and then you be like, "Man, I need to get this out of my system. I'm gonna wait until Monday." Listen, Monday sometimes never comes. You'll be waiting on that Monday and something to happen. And that's true. And this is why I wrote a book about this. It's called I'll Start Monday, but it never came. And in that book is I break down how we wrestle with this all the time, telling ourselves that we'll start Monday, we'll start Monday. What if that Monday don't come? What if you die before that Monday? What if something drastically happens in your life before that Monday comes? All right. So we got to get out of that cycle. All right. Now, the habit isn't the enemy. The pattern is. Let me say that again. The habit isn't the enemy. The pattern is. You have to set you a nice routine to get into right now, because your future is being built by what you repeat. So whatever you doing every single day, that's how your future is going to align. That's going to align your future. So if you building good habits daily, hey, listen, there's going to be a breakthrough in your life. Change the system and change your life. Change the system and change your life. Listen, man, if this video has helped you, please subscribe to the channel. Put down some comments. Let me know what you're dealing with. Let me know how I did on the video. If this has helped you, write down some things in the comment. Let me know how I can improve. Let me know how we can improve together. All right. So like I said, go ahead and drop a like, a comment, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so anytime I drop a video, you'll be notified. I will drop my link to my book in the description, and you can go and get that, man. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Appreciate you.